Our mission really is to provide mediation services to people so they can de-escalate and resolve conflict out of court in order to restore family, housing, and community stability.
We offer free mediations for most individuals who we serve, and they're able to get professional help, help them work out agreements with the courts, with people who they're involved in legal issues with people who are in schools. They a lot of times are able to handle their issues in a non-violent, productive way without being suspended or expelled, and it can go a long way to helping families stay together and not have the financial burdens that a lot of these issues tend to cause.
Mediation is all about putting everything on the table to solve problems, and we want to make sure people don't feel like something can come back to bite them.
People walk away feeling more confident that they were in a conflict, that they did well in representing themselves in that conflict, and that the solution they came up with was as fair as possible for not only themselves, but for the other party.
We all know that people are more inclined to follow things that they themselves come up with as opposed to a solution that's been imposed on them. And to see people come to that realization that they don't need to pay expensive lawyers, they don't need to sit in front of a judge with a black robe and have them decide how often you see your child, that is a very rewarding experience and part of the reason that I enjoy volunteering with NCRC.
The reason they get there is because we help them hear each other as human beings. Bringing mediators into a situation can be very powerful. I think that's the most important gift we bring.
One of the ways that we work with NCRC is with restorative practices. That's one of my roles at Hillsborough, is sort of coordinating the way that we implement restorative practices. The big things that NCRC does with us is mediations between students. So let's say we have a student that has some kind of verbal altercation in the hallway. We call one of the NCRC volunteers in and they mediate the conversation.
In juvenile court, we deal not only with cases where juveniles are charged with offenses, we also deal with parentage actions of unmarried parents. And so if we have parents who need to determine custody arrangements, parenting time arrangements, we deal with those cases as well. Easy, we have about 20,000 cases a year that we handle. You know, of the 20,000 cases that come through our court system, I think all 20,000 would be viable for mediation.
The court system is not a very satisfying system for the litigants. It's not very satisfying for the victims, for the defendants, but mediation has been proven to be an extremely satisfying system. People get to express themselves, they have their needs met in terms of being able to express what's going on, but also their needs met in terms of getting a real life resolution.
One of the things that I love about Nashville Conflict Resolution Center is their ability to teach parents how to truly learn how to talk to one another so that they don't have to come back through the court system ever again.
They just love the fact that this option was available, and they walk away from the courthouse not mad, not upset, but actually relieved and satisfied. And that's gratifying to me.
The majority of our families and our children that come through the system aren't able really to afford to have a private mediator or someone that they can have at their fingertips to help them to do a needed service.
We live in a city where there's some communities where the average household income is around $8,000 per year.
We need more staff to help supervise, train, and develop our volunteer pool. Because most volunteers are not full-time volunteers, they're professionals in other areas, so they can't be there all the time.
I think every single case that we have could benefit from mediation in one way or another.
Limitations for nonprofits always boil down to funding. You know, we just have real trouble finding adequate funding, as most nonprofits do.
An effort that has been proven to be successful, that has helped people avoid being homeless, that has helped families stay together, and we could do much more of that if we have more resources.
I would like to say that I have been involved with juvenile court for 26 years, and when we didn't have NCRC, I don't think we realized what we were missing, and now that we have it, we'd love to have a lot more of it. And so if you're choosing something to support, this would be a wonderful thing to do.
I think people should donate or give their time and money to NCRC because it helps to keep the Nashville community together. It helps to avoid families breaking up, to see children stay out of the juvenile system, to cut down on the pipeline to prison. There are just a number of benefits from the resources that we could apply if we had more of them here in Nashville.